What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and with all the rumors swirling around about Star Wars, the supposed power struggle going on at Lucasfilm, and the rumor that Kathleen Kennedy will be stepping down at the end of 2021 when her contract runs out, one thing we know for sure that she is involved in is the Leslye Headland run female-centric Star Wars series. Now, Leslye Headland gave an interview, well, she was part of a podcast, and they discussed her role in Star Wars. But what did they talk about? Did they talk about her ideas for what she's going to do, why she got interested in Star Wars? No. Instead, they focused on her gender and her sexuality, because at the end of the day, that is the only thing that matters to so many of these people that are running Hollywood right now. Let's take a look at this article. Russian doll showrunner on spearheading Star Wars TV series as a gay woman. And we will read some of these quotes, and they could literally be about anything. Nothing to do with Star Wars. Just about her as a gay woman and her experiences. Now, if you don't know who Leslye Headland is, a couple months ago, April 22nd, this leaked. Female-focused Star Wars series from Russian dolls Leslye Headland in works at Disney+. Now, it should be noted that when this leak happened, it leaked, and the leak was it was female-centric. This was not a release from Lucasfilm or anything like that. And in fact, if you remember, a lot of reports had Bob Iger was extremely livid that this leaked because he knew nothing about this. This was a deal that was made at Lucasfilm between Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye Headland. Leslye Headland has a lot of things in her past. Specifically, she was Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant for over a year. And when this leaked, Leslye Headland went on to delete over 200 tweets. I wonder what those were about. We know some of them were specifically about Harvey Weinstein, but the rest are just lost to history. So she comes with a lot of baggage, especially considering that Bob Iger specifically is named in one of the civil lawsuits regarding Harvey Weinstein. Now let's get back to this article. The number one way to get into the room is when people send the elevator back down for you. Well, lucky for you, Kathleen Kennedy was ding, ding, ding. Let's get that down there and pull Leslye Headland up here to run a Star Wars series. There are many reasons to be stoked for Leslye Headland's planned Star Wars TV series. One, she's a major Star Wars fan. Let's put the brakes on it right there. By major Star Wars fan, I want to know how do you know she's a major Star Wars fan? Because nothing that she talks about here would indicate that she is a major Star Wars fan. The only thing that I can find, was back here. I want to say thank you. Shout out to Tom Connors, Midnight's Edge After Dark, for pulling this off Variety. Let's hear Leslye Headland speak about what a big Star Wars fan she is.
Tell me, what kind of Star Wars fan are you?
I am the type of Star Wars fan that doesn't even have a favorite movie. I just want to live in the universe of Star Wars continually, in perpetuity, forever. So when people are like, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? I'm like, there is no Star Wars movie. There is only Star Wars.
Yeah, that type of Star Wars fan. You know those. You run into those people all the time, right? Who don't want to give an answer about their favorite movie, who maybe can't even name all of the movies. They just want to live in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, that sounds completely, really believable, Leslye Headland. Let's see what else she has to say.
So when are you writing a Star Wars movie?
Oh, please, Queen Kathleen Kennedy.
Queen Kathleen Kennedy. Of course, this is on the set, well, not on the set, on the premiere of Rise of Skywalker. Leslye Headland was there at this premiere. Please, Queen Kathleen Kennedy. I think exactly like you. Please give me a job. Well, turns out sometimes all you got to do is ask.
You have ideas?
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I think I've had ideas for Star Wars movies since I was 13 years old, maybe 8 years old.
Yeah, I've had so many ideas for Star Wars movies. That's why when I'm asked about the impact I'm having as the first gay woman to run a Star Wars series, all I talk about is my gender and my sexuality. Let's just get back to it. 2, it's almost like she can't write a bad project. Seriously. The writing of this thing. 2012's Bachelorette, 2014's About Last Night, 2015's Sleeping with Other People, and 2019's Russian Doll. I will say I've heard really good things about Russian Doll. I can't say it's something that interests me and I haven't watched it, but I have heard good things, to her credit. 3, it's another expansion on this beloved sci-fi world after the serialized success of The Mandalorian. No mention of the sequel trilogy in there. Interesting. Who knows where we'll go next? And 4, Headland is quietly making history. It's not too quiet. It's been told to everybody that she's going to be running this female-centric Star Wars series. It's been pretty loud, to be honest, especially the fact that she's a woman and she's gay. The writer-showrunner appeared on EW's Untold Stories Pride Edition podcast. Let's see. Headland acknowledged the impact that comes with being a gay woman taking the reins of one of the most iconic Hollywood properties. It's shocking to hear that to me, she says when asked if she thinks about her place in the, oh my God, does it really say this? Look at this. Her story of Star Wars. Oh my God. Although I know it's true because there are so few of us that are allowed to sit at the table, so to speak, and many, many more that are still not allowed. It's an honor in the sense that I would feel incredibly grateful and lucky. I would also say that, I think Fran would agree at this, that this a lot of this business is luck. A lot of it is. Oh, evidently, you've been pretty lucky to just sit on the carpet and say, please, Queen Kathleen Kennedy. Then all of a sudden, a few months later, you're there. And again, the reports that were going around about how upset the higher-ups at Disney were over this, because Kathleen Kennedy just kind of did whatever she wanted. It's pretty clear that Leslye Headland thinks exactly like Kathy and will fit in, because that has been what Kathleen Kennedy has done the entire time at Lucasfilm. Find people that think like her. Regardless of what happens on set, how many people she has to fire, she only wants people there that think the same as her. And all these quotes we have here, none of them are about Star Wars. All of them are about gender, sexuality, and about oppressed people in the industry. I think when you're working at a disadvantage, meaning you're part of an oppressed or marginalized community, it's very difficult, as they say, to become what you cannot see. I don't love writing. Writing's terrible, she admits. Pitching's exhausting. When people are like, how do I pitch? I'm like, well, sit down for a second. Let me explain to you. Because it's working on a project for 6 months till they tell you you didn't get the job. Especially larger level IPs like Star Wars and Marvel and DC. It's like strap in because it's a lot of work. But the hardest part is getting in the room. The number one way, there's that quote, to get into the room is when people send the elevator back down for you. That's what she hopes to do more of. The real joy is when I read a young woman's script, or a young woman of color script, or a young LGBTQ writer and say, oh my God, this is great, I'm gonna send this off to this person. You know who I know would love this? Is this, that, and so on. I'm going to send that to a person. I don't say that in an altruistic way, or yay me, or I'm a good person. I'm saying it because it actually makes me happy. Interesting to note, she doesn't get excited when she just gets a good script. She gets excited when it's a woman or a woman of color or a LGBTQ woman. That is who she cares about. And she has had it, guys. She has had it up to here with white women. We've played this clip before. She does not like white men, but she also has kind of had it up to here with white women, even though she herself is one.
I'd say that, like, I think white women need to kind of step up their game.
Yeah,
quite honest.
Step it up, girls.
Sorry, but I'm calling you bitches out. Like,
God.
You really do, because, like, you know, there's, like, I couldn't agree more with everything that these brilliant women are saying, but, like, I'm also seeing the silent killer, which is a lot of white women at the top who are kind of reinforcing a lot of old ideas. I think a lot of it.
What are the old ideas? The idea that it shouldn't matter what your organs are, what your gender is, who you like to have sex with. None of that should matter. Maybe that just all that should matter is getting the right person for the right job. She goes on to talk about asking for, I want a black writer. I want a black woman writer for this, because that is all these people care about. That is all they see is color and gender. It is absolute irony that is the case with all of these people in Hollywood, specifically the kind of people that Kathleen Kennedy wants to be a part of Lucasfilm. Now, all these Star Wars rumors, who's to know what to make of them as far as the sequel trilogy potentially being erased? I gave my thoughts on that, how I think that I would just be shocked if that actually did come to pass. But it is Lucasfilm, it is Disney Star Wars, so anything is possible. But one thing's for sure, When it comes to the Leslye Headland ran Star Wars series, if it ever sees the light of day, we know exactly what it's going to be full of, and it is going to be the same things that Kathleen Kennedy has made sure are a priority in Disney Star Wars with her in charge of Lucasfilm. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.